it's a big course now, my first big Grand Prix back with Longines, so I'm very excited for it. I think it suits him well. There are a few short distances where I will have to take him good back, but the rest looks very good.
If you walk the course right now, I would say we have 7 clear rounds. For me it's quite difficult. The fences come very fast. There's not so much time to breathe in between the fences.
I'm not sure about myself, but I'm quite sure a German one will be on top of the podium today.
The best of the Global Champions League came back to jump the first round track of Frank Rothenberger's Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Berlin presented by Sapinda. And he'd used every trick in his arsenal, putting together a slight, delicate course slightly out of his norm together with a tight time allowed and the small Berlin arena. And it caught out several big names. The fastest 4-faulter ended up being Edwina Tops-Alexander and California, her Miami winner. And Constant van Pasken jumped a great clear round with Gilbert van Reutershoff, but was just caught out on the time allowed to have to settle for 1 fault. It was eventually 8 that qualified through to the jump-off over the short track, and it was all going to be about who would be brave enough to go down the line on 6 strides. Nils Brunziels was the first qualifier with Casta Liberté and turned in a very polished jump-off with 39.10 on the clock. Daniel Deusser was next with Callisto Blue, a man who already has his Prague ticket, and he was steadier across the ground on 41.04. Next up, Alberto Zorzi with Fairlight van Heike, hoping to get beyond the mind games that the last pole must cost him in the Global Champions League. Alberto went in with orders from Jan Tops to ride the 6 strides, and he did it. Fast everywhere for 35.53 and the lead.
Gallop, gallop, gallop to it. First stride he had it. First stride straight away. And on 35.53. That's 3.5 seconds.
And thus the gauntlet was laid down for the remaining jump-off riders. Peter De Vos with Claire Z by Clearway. In but slower, 37.96. Then the defending Berlin champion, Christian Allman with the 9-year-old Clint-Trexo, a horse that jumped its heart out for him in Chantilly just 10 days ago. Double clear here in Berlin, but 36.65, leaving them behind Zorzi.
Oh, he's a little bit wide there in the turn. Oh, no, he's not going to make it.
Mexico winners more than 12 months ago, Clooney and Martin Fuchs. Great to have a horse of this caliber back at the very top level in Global Champions action, but sadly, 4 faults for them in the jump-off. Riding the crest of a wave, Marcus Eining and Coronado NRW. Had he made the right horse choice decisions between this class and the Global Champions League earlier on? He'd qualified through to the jump-off, but 1 down in 37.94 sees him trailing the pack. And finally, the winner of the individual GCL classification, Kevin Stout and Lorenzo. They were slow across the ground, and then finally, having taken 7 strides out to the Global Champions, kinking the line, they had that pole, meaning they couldn't contest the class. And thus, Alberto Zorzi takes the 12th ticket to Prague as the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix winner here in Berlin.
I'm so excited for the Super Grand Prix in Prague, and now I'm focused for London next week, and we keep going.
5-6, easy on the 6, and now Alberto's in front. And he just run to the last, and he's home and hosed. Brilliant.
Yeah.